Hi everyone. So in today's video, I really want to go deep into what was going on in my mind when I quit my job in summer of 2019 to do my calligraphy business full-time. So in the last video that I made, I gave you guys a little bit background on how I got started with my calligraphy and how I turned that into a side business when I was still working in my job. So this is kind of like the second part of that video where I explain my thought process behind actually quitting my job and going full-time. This has actually been highly requested, so I really hope that you enjoy this video, and if you do, make sure you leave a comment and let me know so I can create more of these videos for you. Before we get into the video, I just wanted to remind you that you can get access to 15 free in-depth training videos if you are a calligrapher and you want to do more with your calligraphy business. So make sure you check the link in the description for all those videos. So as I mentioned in the last video that I made about how I got started with my calligraphy, I started in August of 2018, and then as I mentioned in the last video, I got started with calligraphy in August of 2018, and after 3 months, I started to sell greeting cards, and after 2 months after that, I started to host workshops in Vancouver. So I hosted workshops for about 3 or 4 months consistently. I was doing about a workshop every 1 to 2 weeks. Like after work, like after I go to my job, finish at 5 p.m., I would teach a workshop at like 5:30 p.m. And that was happening like every week or every 2 weeks. So when I got to that point where I saw the steady income like month after month, and by the way, this income was about a third of my old salary. When I saw that coming in every single month, I was kind of thinking, well, maybe now that I have this steady income, maybe it's time to consider quitting my job, because I think one of the things that was holding me back from doing more in my business was time. I really didn't have enough time when I was doing it on the side. Maybe every day I would have like 1 or 2 hours to work on my business, but if I quit my job, then I would have like 8 hours, right? I could use all the hours in my day to work on my business. So that's the first thing I would want you to consider if you are thinking about quitting your job, or if you're kind of like curious about like why people quit their jobs and like how do they come to that point of making the decision. So the first thing is look at what you've been doing with your side business and see if you feel confident that you can take that steady income, even though it might only be a third of your old salary. If you can take that income and then multiply it when you have more time due to you quitting, then that would be, that is probably one of my biggest things I was taking into consideration when I was making the decision, is how well has my side business been going. The second thing I was considering was, is there actually a way for me to transition from my full-time job to doing my business full-time? And what I mean by that is it possible for me to go part-time at my job, or to get a part-time job and then like do my business part-time and have like a part-time job and then go full-time when I truly feel ready? So it didn't work out with my employer at the time, so I just decided to just quit and then do my business. And I was thinking about getting a part-time job, but I also thought, let me just try. Like I felt like I was confident that I could make back the money within a couple of months, like make back my full salary within a couple of months. So actually I didn't get a part-time job after I quit. But if you are thinking of quitting, it is worthwhile to see whether or not you can transition like a little bit more smoothly into doing your business full-time, because it is scary. Oh, and another thing you could do is to ask your employer if you can have a sabbatical, like a 3-month or like a 6-month or a 1-year sabbatical. I know some employers offer that as well. Another very important thing to consider is, how are your finances? Like how much do you have saved? Like what is kind of your financial situation at the time of quitting your job? So for me, I did have money saved, and I'm very thankful that I live at home, so I don't have like a big mortgage or anything like that, and I don't have to pay rent. So I'm very thankful that I live with my parents and that I could start my business full-time, like not worrying about money too much. Like obviously I did have like like personal expenses that I have to pay for every single month, like my phone bill, but it's not anything like $1,000 or $2,000 in like a mortgage or like rent. If you are in a situation where you have a lot of monthly expenses that you have to pay, and maybe you have a family, maybe you have rent or a mortgage or some other big financial commitments, then I would recommend like doing your side business for a little longer until you really feel confident that your side business can turn into a full-time business and really support you. So that is really something, it's up to you to decide. But yeah, it's kind of a hard, I would say it depends on every person's situation, because maybe right now, okay. Oh my gosh, I'm having such a hard time explaining this. Okay, I think it really depends on multiple things, not just the things I'm talking about in this video, but also like your current job. Are you working long hours in your current job where you don't even have 1 hour a day to work on your business? That might also be a factor. For me, I really loved my old job, and it was a very, I would say the hours were really good. Like it was literally 8 hours a day. So I knew that I had 2 hours every single day to work on my business, but that might not be the case for you. So there are also a lot of different factors to consider outside of this video, like the things I'm talking about in this video. Okay. I'm kind of flustered now because I couldn't explain. Okay, so I want to move on to the next thing, which is, what is your backup plan if you quit? What is your career backup plan? And I know some people who hear this might think I'm coming from a place of like a limited mindset, like, and not an abundant mindset, but I don't like risk. Like I don't like taking risks, and I want to make sure everything's going to be okay. So I did have a backup plan. I said that let me try this business thing for 1 year, and if I can't make back my full income, then I'm going to get a job. And I was already in like I was already in the workforce for about 2 to 3 years. So I knew that if things didn't work out with my business, but hopefully they do work out, right? Then I could always go back to something similar to my old job because I already had experience. And another thing I did before I quit my job was to make a plan, like a business plan. And if you don't know how to write a business plan, or you aren't sure if you're doing it correctly, then make sure you check out this video of mine where I explain how you can write a business plan if you are a calligrapher or you are a creative. So before I quit my job, I really wanted to get my ducks in a row and have like everything ready so I could feel peaceful with the decision. So I made this plan. I think it was like probably a 4-page document where I planned out what I would be doing for the next 6 months and how I would make back my old income. So doing like X number of workshops per month and doing X number of commissions per month. And at Christmas, I wanted to sell X number of greeting cards. So I made a plan. The plan I didn't meet, to be honest, I made the plan, I set some very high expectations for myself, and I didn't kind of meet the goals that I set out in my plan, but making a plan really helped me feel reassured and at peace with my decision, because I knew that if I followed this plan, maybe I wouldn't hit my targets, but what if I hit half? That's still good. That's still good. Something is better than nothing. And I had my backup plan, I had money saved up, and I felt like things were okay. So in general, I was pretty okay with this decision of quitting my job. I felt really good about it. I was confident that I could eventually make back my income. I didn't know how long it would take. I planned for me to do it in 3 months after I quit my job. It actually took me 6 months, so double the time. But here I am today, 1.5 years after I quit my job. And yeah, I would say my salary is about similar. I mean, not my salary, my net income is similar to what I was making in my old job. So everything turned out okay 1.5 years later. But at the time when I quit my job, I felt pretty good, but also I was like really nervous. I was like really nervous but really happy, and I was kind of really stressed out, and that's something I can talk about in another video, like what was it like after I quit my job, from like quitting my job to making back my full income in 6 months. That's a whole nother story for another time. So yeah, let me know in the comments where you are in your business. Have you started your business? Are you doing it on the side? Are you doing it full-time? Are you thinking about quitting your job? And let me know if you have any questions. Also, if you are enjoying this video so far, make sure you take a screenshot of this video and add me on Instagram at Dina Calligraphy, post this to your stories and tag me, and I would love to feature you back and help you get a couple more followers. So make sure you take that screenshot and tag me in your stories. And hey, if you are really thinking about quitting your job to do your business full-time, I want to congratulate you and acknowledge that this is a really hard decision to make, and you are awesome for making this decision and really like taking that leap of faith in your career and in your life. It's gonna be one hell of a ride, but it is really worth it now that I've come out on the other side. And yeah, I wish you all the luck in the world, and yeah, go chase your dreams and go do it. You can do it. So yeah, let me know if this video was helpful, if you have any questions. Make sure if you are a calligrapher that you get access to those 15 free in-depth training videos through the link in my description, and I will see you guys later. Make sure you check out this video if you want to learn more about my journey on how I got started with calligraphy. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.